Good morning. Good morning. Letting everybody in. You should see my screen. Bear with me as everybody is coming in. Good morning, Michael. Good to see you, sir. Whew. Even colder today than yesterday for me. It's a balmy 11 degrees here in Utah. Good morning, Jeffrey. Good to see you, sir. All right. What a amazing crew today. 57 in Rhode Island. Oh, I like it. The only problem is I'm not expecting a white Christmas. So there's that. Good morning, Perry. All right. Looks like good morning, Daniel. New to the group. Welcome, sir. Amazing to have you. We got a lot going on. Very excited that you're a part of it. Please, please, please. Welcome, Daniel. Sandy says, please ask questions. Ask questions, make comments, jump in, participate. Be like, Scott, why the hell are you doing that? I'll be like, here's why. Great question. So let's jump in. Welcome, everyone. Market Watch Group. We are on our weekly opening bell. Actually, Daniel, I saw your name on the list, so you should have gotten yesterday's email. If you hadn't had a chance, you can go watch and those who weren't here, because I know there were some of you not here yesterday for the posture, but you can go check out what our posture is and why, where it's coming from, why we are thinking the way we are, and helping to establish context for what we're doing. My name is Scott. I will be your host. These are your disclaimers. As always, be careful out there. Lastly, here's our agenda for today. We're going to take a quick look at the opening futures and news, see what's cracking. We looked at the calendar, didn't really see anything that had the potential for disruption, which is always good, right? We feel like we have an ability to coast. What kind of coasting? Whatever we had, we expect to continue to have. What do we have? Nice, strong 6.5 market posture score. Strongest it's been all year. We'll talk about mindset for trades that we carried into the week. We'll talk about the economic calendar and our posture. We'll look at today's opening range and what it means to us. We'll look at our early week list. What some of our things are just barely starting to consolidate. Some of our things are nowhere near consolidation, and some of our things are starting to show some signals. We have some setups. And lastly, we'll talk about trading goals. That is our section of the week from the trading plan. All right, let's dive in. So, opening futures are positive. S&P is up 0.25%, Dow 0.12, NASDAQ 0.12, Russell a quarter. US futures look to build on 7-week rally. Oh, we know all about that rally. All about that rally. Crude oil, did you guys see that? 3%. 3% today. So oil had been pretty calm for a while, and all of a sudden it's popping. So nothing that is like, panic. But you can see oil rises as BP's Red Sea halt highlights risk of disruption. So disrupting the oil supply, prices go up a little bit. We know that's going to put a bit of price, a bit of pressure on the price. Okay. Adobe Figment to terminate 20. We don't care about that. What else do we care about in here? Mortgage rates below 7 could spark housing rebound. I don't know. Top AI picks for 2024. Two analysts share their ideas. You know, I'm a big fan of the AI. What else? You can see that there's just not much news. There's just little one-offs here or there, but nothing broadly speaking. History says NASDAQ will surge in 2024. We're feeling bullish coming into the year, most definitely. Okay, I don't think there's much for the news. Let's go take a peek at the economic calendar to see what we're expecting. Today, nothing. Home builder confidence index. Tomorrow, housing starts and building permits. Which, if you're hoping that the value of your house goes up again, great, but its impact on the market is slim to none. Very, very minimal impact the housing market's having, right? I mean, early on, way back in 2022, when we were, recessionary, when we had a bear market, yeah, there was talks of, oh, is this gonna be like 2008? Nope. That was the answer. Nope. No, it's gonna be different in what it is, but so very different. And the whatever real estate pain has been felt hasn't been felt in the stock market. Great. Wednesday, nothing. U.S. current account, existing home sales. Thursday, we have our weekly jobless claims. We have another GDP revision for Q3. It's 5.2% expected to stay there. Lastly, it's Friday. That's what we're waiting for, is all the way down to Friday. On Friday, we have durable goods, we have income, we have spending, and then we have PCE, and that's the Fed's favorite. But even there, when we say the Fed's favorite, it's like, well, why? Why do we care about the Fed's favorite? We really don't anymore. Here's our Fed watch. We really don't. Let me refresh this. As I said, the second the market believes that the Fed is done, right? The second that the Fed believes that, or the market believes the Fed is done, it's going to be, well, when are we getting cuts? And already you can see this is for the January meeting. I mean, it's 10 to 1, 12 to 1 for an unchanged, with the one being maybe we get a cut. This is mine. I just realized this, but up here you can see the next dates, and you can see here you've got a 2 to 1 probability for a cut. That would be in March. I thought earliest would be May, but you can see that the market is actually starting to look for, and then there's a small possibility of a 0.5 point cut. Nobody's thinking about interest rates rising anymore. And the Fed left the door open. They're like, well, if we need to. Well, of course, if you need to, you will. What a ridiculous thing to say. Right? Of course, if you need to, you're going to be like, well, we said we wouldn't, so now we're not going to. Of course you're going to. If we get to the May meeting, then you can see that we have a 33% chance that we're down a 0.25 point, 57% chance we're down a 0.5 point. So the market's really banking. Is that good or bad? Well, if we get it, it's good. If we bank on it and we don't get it, then there may be negative reactions. So we'll keep our eye on that, most definitely. For those who were not here, here's our posture. And yeah, right. We've of course, the first jump, that was our first jump back on November the 5th, and we got a 1.75 jump in our score. We popped Right out of that, we're like, whoa, that was fast. A week later, we got a little bit more. And by that time, we're like, yeah, we like what this is doing. And it allowed plenty of opportunity for us to get bullish, continue being bullish, really start to push the envelope here these last 4 weeks. And I feel in my discussions and what I'm hearing that a lot of you had been taking more trades, pushing them a little bit harder, really starting to get some profits out of it. And that's exactly what we were looking for. And what are we looking for now? More of the same. Absolutely. Anyway, my basic philosophy in trading boils down to some simple concepts. Find a bull market, buy the dips. That's the title of my book. Find a bull market, buy the dips. That's chapter 1 through 12. And then it says the end. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're. Do we have opportunity to try for some continuation trades as well? Yes. Do we need to think about breakouts? What are you looking? What are you looking for? Is it available on Amazon? What are we looking for breakouts? I don't need something to break out. Breaking out's hard. Breaking out requires volume. Breaking out requires. I don't want breakouts. I want continuation. I want trends that just continue. It's the laws of physics. Things in motion tend to stay in motion. We're just following the laws of physics here. All right. So that's let me know if you have any questions about any of this, but let's just kind of go through it. Long term stayed the same, still just a nice, steady, bullish trend. Short term continues to improve, right? Continues to break to a new high and then make a higher low and break a support, break a resistance. I mean, it's just been week after week, continuing to show increased signs of strength. Volume, I left the same. I thought it might drop. And unless we actually get like some smashing days this week, which as we get nearer to Christmas, I don't think we're going to see. I think we'll see the volume really start to lighten up as we get towards about Thursday or Friday. And then next week, the volume's going to be half, right? Real light volume in that week between between Christmas and New Year. Volume's really going to be light in there. Good morning, Stephen. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well. Major market is the interesting one. It's the least bullish of everything. There's a lot of Dow strength that just has us like, although we did see a surge in the Russell. And I think that if we lose a quarter of a point on our volume, there's a good chance we gain it on our major market. Sector rotation is as strong as it can be. Sector rotation is magnificent, right? And we've been talking about that the whole time. Is our normal leaders, technology, communication services, great. And then all of a sudden we saw that surge out of financials and industrials, consumer discretionary. All 5 sectors look strong. Our watch list is full. Quick pause. I just want to shout this out since we have a new person today. And those of you who, there's our opening bell, sometimes forget. I'm just going to remind everybody. Let me bring this over. Every email, you have 3 links in your email, our core links. And our core links are the welcome doc. This is where you grab anything you need. So if any of you are like, I need a new something, trading plan outline, I need a new options log, I need whatever it is, it's in here. If you want to see the current watch list, I forgot to update that yesterday. I'll update it to this morning as soon as we get done. If you want to see our historical posture, you can go back and see that. If you want to download a trading plan, you get it here. If you want to see the top 10 trading mistakes, an options log, whatever it is, all throughout here you have. If you want the sites that we use for market posture, here's the market and major market. Here's sector rotation. If you want to run a search, here's bullish search. It's all in there. Here is the schedule and links. This is the source of truth. And if you're like, oh, I can't find my link to get in, go to your last email, grab the Market Watch meeting and links, and you can come in here and see what's in green, you ask? Somebody asked it. What's in green? Options class. Tuesday night, tomorrow night, we will continue with our options class. Make sure you're joining us for that. Lastly, the content library. If you want help with your trading plan, here's videos. If you want help understanding market posture, here's your videos. If you want to go through trading foundations, any of these are ready to go. Market posture, trading systems, routines, record keeping, whatever it is, it's in here. And the options foundations course. Ooh, I need to get my spreads in there. Looks like I'm behind a couple of days. So Sandy said it's so helpful to always have that. Yeah, right. That was for me because I'm like, I would lose things all the time. So I like, if I put this in the email, you can always find your way back. So there you go. Okay. And the VIX increased as well, which leaves us at a 6.5. Very strong, strong as we've been. We love it. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's take a did we get to everything? Let me see here. See, I even forget my own agenda and I have to go back and make sure I talked about it all. Looked at the calendar, looked at the posture, looked at the opening futures, mindset for trades. Okay, let's just get into our watch list. That's the easiest thing to do. And I think the watch list is pretty close, but it's a little behind. So let me pull this up. Make sure you're asking questions. The opening range, yeah, we've only got 3 minutes in. Let's take a quick peek though. Let's take a quick peek at, what did I just do? SPY. And let's drop down to the 5-minute. So there's our opening range. You can see that we we gapped up and we pushed a little. Great. Love it. Strong opening. If you are carrying trades over the weekend, and I absolutely assume that you are, whether they're live trades, whether they're paper trades, I don't care. Paper trades are live trades, right? I really actually try not to make a distinction because I can tell you I've seen people struggle as they make transitions from paper trading to live trading, and they'll make money paper and then they'll transition and then they'll lose and they'll go. And it's like, look, it's because they're not really giving it what it needs to feel live. And I know it's not live. And at the end of the day, we know it's not, but there's so much benefit that we should be able to get from that. So that's my thought process. Yeah, looks good. 4 minutes in, opened higher, pushed a little bit. Let's take a peek at our VIX real fast before we go back to the daily candles. Ooh, well, now this is interesting. This is interesting. Market is up. And where is fear? It's up a little. I mean, it's nothing like, oh God, they're panicking. The sky is falling. We're at a 12.4 on our VIX. Very, very low. But yeah, little bit of a correlation that we would not expect. I would have expected it back down around 12, 12.2, 12, something like that. But no, we're up. We'll see if that holds. But that's a little bit of an interesting anomaly that we want to see how it plays out during the course of the day. All right, let me drop back to the 6-month. It did open higher and pull back a little bit, and it is still well in line with the current line of consolidation. I'm going to draw a straight line at first. Yeah, remember that how we draw the line of consolidation matters. And right now, I'm looking 2 ways. I'm thinking about this line here across the tops of those. And I'm a little bit thinking about, let me change the color. I'm a little bit thinking about that. One is obviously tighter than the other, right? If I just kind of leave that 14 there, um, what's up? What's that blip up there? Which one? I don't, is there a blip that I'm not seeing? This one over here or way up over here on the left? If it's the previous over there, oh, what? Not sure what I blew up. Got it. Yeah, sometimes you're like, wait, you move the chart. Okay, so um, can you apply Heiken Ashi to this? You can. It's a little harder because we don't expect the VIX to trend, right? Otherwise, we would expect it to move down to 10 and then down to 8 and then down to 6. But when we get down to 12, it just doesn't go any lower. So that's a great question. Let me take this back. Here's 3 years, but let me change it to daily. And you'll notice this is in 2021 and it got down and it was 15 was as low as it got. And then it would pop back up as low as it got. Finally, this year we got below 15. And finally over here we got below 12. I keep forgetting that I have to go prior to this to get before the pandemic. Let me see if I can get pre-pandemic here. Yes. This is what you need to see. 2019, amazing bullish year. An amazingly bullish year. Does it look like we're poised to see this over here again? Yeah, it does. Now, if you want to know what a spike looks like, that 85 that you see on this VIX, that this little mountain that we have on our chart now looks like a little molehill. High at 21. This is high at 85. And if you're asking yourself, hey Scott, did your signals tell you before? Gosh, I have to do it even more just to see it. What do we look for? What do we look for? Well, the first thing we look for is a break of a consolidation. Oh, look at that. At the end of January. No, that was interesting. Then what? Then we pull back down here, and now all of a sudden, as it bounces, that is a higher low. Throughout this range, there was plenty of opportunity to put your hedge on. So we would have had a half a hedge here, a full hedge here, and then bammo, things started to get crazy. How did that affect everyone? The market dropped 35% in 6 weeks, and then it recovered it 6 weeks later. It was insane. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So mostly you just kind of watched and tried to take a piece here or there. I mean, we had 6% down, 8% up. We went limit down a couple of times where they set them up. I mean, it was insane. Woo. Yeah. It was a lot. But the question is, were we able to get out of bullishness and transition with some hedges? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Then we could move into a more speculative area where we control our risk based on how comfortable we are with the market. How comfortable was I? Not very comfortable. How much risk did I take? Not very much. Great. Sustained, ready to move. The Fed moves in. Fed, we all know the rule. Don't fight the Fed. Don't fight the Fed. I want you to remember that. And when we have something bad happen and then the Fed steps in and you see the market start to rally like it did, okay. Okay. Let's get started. So interesting stuff. All right, let's get back. So it is interesting that it's up a little bit, but it's not that interesting. Let's get to the watch list and see what's happening. Apple, you can see we said patience on Apple. What's Apple doing? Pulling back. I like Apple. This wasn't a low to me personally. It was back here. Anything at or above this. So if it comes back to even 190, 191 and a half or so, that's my range. So if I were to establish from here, I would say that's what I'm looking for. In there, if we come into here and then turn out of it, this comes down into here, turns out of it, we find ourselves looking at something like this again, then right there, we're ready to trade again. When's that going to be? I think that could happen this week. I think Apple definitely could set up for a trade this week. Aflac. Aflac kind of broke below this. I'm okay with that. Why? Because it held the 50. It did the same thing back here. It was above it. It broke below the range, but then it held the 50. And then what? Then it gave us this. So should we be thinking, hey, a little bounce could be coming here? I think we should. remember the title of my book. Find a bull market. Buy the dip. Well, it's dipping. AIG, very similar. Sounds like lyrics to a song. My kids are home now, but I am an empty nester now, and I'm trying to find new hobbies. And I've decided I'm going to take up abstract painting, and I'm going to give all of my paintings market names. So I'm going to have a painting called Dead Cat Bounce, of course. Of course I am. I'm going to have a painting called Walk Upstairs, Fall Out Windows. I mean, it's going to be amazing. My new career as an abstract artist in my garage. It's too cold. I'm gonna have to wait till spring, but then I'll be in the garage painting. painting, painting and pickleballing. That's my two of my empty nesting hobbies. Sell it as an NFT and return. I did actually think I want to have an NFT of my paintings. That's funny that you say that. Thank you, Michael. AMD. See, now here we're overextended, right? So all the first three we're like, hey, these are pulling back. AMD, there's nothing here for us. It's just kind of floating along at its resistance level. I see nothing in that for us. Amazon. Okay, so Amazon was an interesting one. And we actually talked about it. We're like, well, do we like it or do we not? I couldn't decide. We had a nice stochastics turn, but the price action was just kind of choppy through here. If you were an Amazon fan, could you have taken it? We talked about it. We thought about it. We just never really liked the entry. And then all of a sudden, here it is. Great. If I missed this one, now what? Now I'll be a little bit better prepared that if it meanders a little higher and then comes back down, and then I can catch this. Great. I'm patient. It's going to be on the watch list. We'll let it ride. APH. Oh, look at APH starting a consolidation. AXP, yes, held on for another, right? Wasn't a lot. I only held, I had closed twice. Real quickly, our spreadsheet is built for two exits, exit one, exit two. But now in this market, I find that I'm having three exits. Is anybody else finding that? And do we need to have a 3-exit version? It's not that much of a hassle. I might even have a 3-exit version in my file somewhere, and then I could just like adapt it. If you think we need a 3-exit version, just tell me and I can get it whipped up, and then I'll stick it in our welcome doc as a resource. Just ping me if that's helpful. Steven's offering. Steven's like, do you want one with 3 exits? Steven's the spreadsheet master. You know what? That would be awesome. Stephen. That would be awesome. So willing to help. I love it. That's part of this. It's part of our community here. We're a family. Go for it. Love it. Okay. So, yes, I know a few of you. Thank you, Stephen, from me and Sandy, she said. Uh, yes. Had I taken off a third and then another third? Yes. But is it still going? And do I still have a third on? Yes. Anyway, I know a couple of you still have a piece of this as well. Looks good. Looks good, but it also looks like it's slowing down. I know we're going to see some buy. We've already gone more. We've gone bigger already. So, okay, let's keep going. So that one, if you're not in it, we're being patient. Boeing, there's nothing we can do but just kind of wait. Yeah, that thing's just running. BK hitting some resistance. BLK hitting some resistance. BX hitting some resistance. That was my other. 2 weeks ago, my financial trades were Citi and PNC. This time it was AXP and BX. I love the financial sector right now. It's been my best sector this last month by far. I caught way more. Yeah, how about this? I caught way more financials than industrials. How about you guys? How about that? Let me know. Citi still looks pretty good though. Capital One, way overextended, but strong. There's oil. So oil is breaking its consolidation. Oh, that's not helpful. Bob said same for him. Let me switch my pen to red. We're breaking the consolidation on oil, which is not great. But if it's going to break its consolidation, it's going to get up here and then it's going to pull back and test it. And that's where I'm thinking, okay, it's bullish again. Then yeah, if oil's going to put pressure on the market, you should absolutely make a little money from it going higher. So let's be watching that and decide if we think that's what's happening. Costco. How right was Press when he said he was stupid confident that they were going to have good earnings. Now we just need to wait. We got to wait for a pullback. It's gone a little bit, and this is what's hard. It's gone parabolic. You might think, what do I mean by that? I mean, this is a nice steady trend, and this thing has just turned into this. That's not real sustainable. That's very hard to sustain, especially for a large company like Costco. But if we see it pull back, can I still think, okay, now maybe I have another run ahead of me? Yes. I'm going to. CrowdStrike, easing up, maybe starting to pull back a little bit. DHI, same thing. So there's some of these high flyers that are starting to consolidate, and we've got to think. First thought for me on these situations is always bull flag. Always bull flag. That's my first thought. If it doesn't, and it all of a sudden comes down and then it ends up here, well, then that's not a flag, but it's just a consolidation and it's still viable for a higher low to help us understand what's coming next in the trend. But my first thought with these is always, is it going to give me just these 2, 3, maybe 4 days of just kind of a sustained pullback before it breaks out of the flag and makes another run? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about if you're in them or anything. Here's the Dow, still looks pretty strong. Fastenal, this is industrial, overextended, can't do much with this. Or gold, just kind of meandering around, but we know basic materials have shown some strength. Google, bing, bing. We said Google was hitting support. You can see what's happening here. Google is viable. Bam. If our new alert service that's coming out at the first of the year were out, there's a good chance I would be sending one for an alert on that. There you go. Like the way Google's looking. Gap. Okay, so Gap is more in flag mode, right? Up a little in Goog, love it. Love it. GPS Gap is looking good. The sellers have had 5 days. What have they done? Nothing. Nothing. The buyers are breathing in, they're drinking some Gatorade, they're stretching out a little bit. Trainers massaging their hamstrings, and they're getting ready to start running again, I think. So I'm getting ready to go too. This looks great. If I see this thing bing up out of there, you know the sound it makes. Bing. That's the sound stocks make when they break out. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but it is. That's what we're looking for. Close. It's just right there knocking. Home Depot, no, it's still pulling back. Still pulling back, or just starting to pull back, right? Starting to show signs. IBM. Oh, IBM. Come on down. Look, I even put my next trade line out here just to see if I could catch it waiting out there. I don't know. I might have to move it a day or two, but it does look like it looks like it's close somewhere in here. We're gonna have a trade, right? Don't you look at this and think I want one of these? I want my third one of these for the year, maybe even 4. I can't remember. I know I've traded it at least twice in here. So IBM, very close. Very close. ICE at resistance. There's nothing there for us. Intel. Okay, I think I'm done here. So I pushed AXP and it's going a little better. Pushed Intel and I'm going to close the rest of it. Oh, it got so very, very close to the top. Oh, so close. Didn't quite get there. That's all right. Good trade. Good trade. Anyone else still in this one and carry it through? Just looks like we're done here. And I hope that's showing up for you too. You'll notice I didn't say, I think we're done here. I believe we're done here. I said, it looks, I see. Remember, think, feel, see. Throw out what you think and feel. What do you see? And I want it to stand out where you're like, yeah, I can see those shadows, those last 2 days where the buyers tried and then it came back down. I can see today it's just, and I'm not in a hurry. I'm not like, oh shit, I better hurry and get out. Look, it's already back up a little bit, but this looks like it's not getting to that top. It's starting to come like this. Great. What do? Get out, wait for this, and I'm back in here. Love it, Bob. Love it. Okay. He said grab some profit on Intel, covered another month. Love it. Those are exhaustion candles. Amen. The buyers, you can see their exhaustion. They're tried to and they couldn't. Great. So what do I think? I think it's gonna give me this, and then it's gonna get to that next fib extension. There's that fib extension up at 49.5, 50. Okay. So Intel looks like it's coming to an end, but I don't think it'll be long before we need another run at it. Here is small caps. Small caps look a little overextended, so nothing there for us now. JP Morgan. Oh man. I was watching this one and I ended up sometimes I have a little bit of a hard time with those 1-2 day consolidations. I'm happy with AXP and happy with the BX trade, but this was an easy one right here, and you're still just riding. Did anyone trade JP Morgan for their financial? I mean, it's on our list. God, the financials are strong right now. KKR overextended. MasterCard. I don't know. That's not it for me. That's new. MasterCard is new. I need a little time to watch it. You can see that there's whoops, what did I just do? MasterCard. Is that is that it? I don't know. That's a tough one in this box. It does look like it's trying to turn, but I'm gonna be more of a wait and see. Oh, look at my meta. I held on a little longer, getting paid off for that one. That's a nice one. It's getting close to this old resistance though, but hey, that's looking good. Microsoft was my loser last week. Maybe it was the week. No, it was last week. I stopped out last week. Some of you are still in this one. I still think it's hitting support and is viable for a new trade. So if you're in it, you're probably still giving it, oh, we're just maybe just that. That's what we're looking for to see if that'll turn this sucker up back down here. If we see that, then yeah, it certainly had this sell off, but it's holding support. It's well above its 50-day. I still think it's plenty strong. Plenty strong. Netflix. Oh, we saw Netflix. I don't remember what it was I didn't like. Did anyone take it? I can't remember. There was something about it. Looks good. I don't think I'd be in this one. That would have been hard to stay in, but maybe a piece of it would still be on. Nvidia, some of you took. I had made my declaration that it was in consolidation mode. Great. What do I do when things are in consolidation mode? I wait for them to break out of their consolidations. It has. Do I trade the break of the consolidation? No. I wait for I wait for this to pull back, hold on top of that 50, and then that's my trade. So if you're in NVIDIA, well done. It's making you some money. Great. Great. That one was right on the bubble. It was a little below the 50, and that's when I'm like, no, nope. And as soon as I made the declaration, I can't go back on it. Man's got to live by a code. The trader's got to live by a code. How about that? PDD. I just don't know. I'm still in it, but it's just 4 days now. 4 days. And it's not getting through there. This one, it's close, but I don't know. We'll have to decide. PLTR. Nothing yet. PNC, great. Starting to pull back. Put it on the short list. I'm going to trade the pullback almost certainly. QQQ, a little bit out of steam. RCL just kind of keeps on moving a little bit. We've added some new ones. We added Rivian, a little overextended though. Got to wait. Roku kind of just keeps meandering down. I'm still open to it. Because it's still above the 50, but we'll see. We added Ross Stores. I like Gap better because I've been watching Gap, but this does look like it's possibly looking for a setup. Shopify. Somebody said they traded Shopify today. I think. Did I see that? Yes. Put a Shopify call spread on, Bob said. It's jumping a little bit. Shopify is one that I put on back in here when we got this first pop out of it. I have I have a third left. I definitely shut down a good chunk on Friday with that candle. You can see we gapped down and now we've moved back up. Yeah, it looks like it might still keep going, so we'll see what happens there. Always easier to stay in after you've locked in some profit. SMCI, yeah, that sucker's moving. Looks like there's some interest coming back into our AI stocks, right? Snap overextended. I thought maybe it would start slowing down, but it didn't. SPY, we're up about 0.5%. So how does our opening range look? Looks like we're trying to break out of the top of the opening range. Fabulous. Looking for some bullishness. We have some bullish trades on. We have some bullish trades that are set up and triggering. Love it. Another good week. Ready for another good week. Oh, look at Tesla. Sort of making its way to a new high. Okay, Tesla. We see you. UBS flagging. UNP pushing resistance. Here's the VIX. Up marginally, but not much. Wells Fargo. Whoever's in that's probably either already taken or is in the process of taking profits, I would imagine. WMB, not yet. Walmart, not yet. US Steel. Oh, yeah, US Steel. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Magnificent. If you were in it. If you're not, you're just going to keep watching. Man, I don't know what the news was on that, but it's amazing. Let's look at our Excels and then we'll talk about the trading plan. Materials look a little overextended. Looking for a pullback. Why did I just jump screens? Communication services still look strong. Energy trying. Financials look good, but looks like it's kind of moving into a flag pattern. So does industrials. Staples looks like, or excuse me, technology looks like it's just kind of hitting resistance. Oh, a little bit of a pullback on Staples. Maybe I'll put a trade on here for a ETF. Utilities, same thing. Discretionary. So mostly looks a little bit overextended. We do have some trades. We do have some trades continuing. Looks pretty good. Questions, comments, concerns? Let's take a quick peek at our trading plan. I would say more patience than not, but there are trades available for us that I'm looking for. I still see the ability to be putting trades on, most definitely. But there's a bigger window setting up. And so that's good. I like being able to get one-offs while I wait for the windows. Okay. What else? The trading plan. Where is it? Okay. Goals. Goals this week. You have the links to the videos. Here's what I'm hoping to get from everybody. Your top 2 trading goals. Give me your top 2 trading goals this week. What are the 2 things that you've identified in your trading that you are going to be working on? You can send it to me. You can post it in Discord and get a discussion going. You could send me a private message in Discord. You can send it to me in one of the meetings. I want to know that everybody has direction in their improvement strategies, direction in the goals. That's what we're looking for. There are videos for goals. They're in your links. So most definitely. All right. Well, look, we are only 3 minutes late. Not bad. Don't forget, we're meeting all week. Nothing changes. Tuesday night, Thursday night, we'll have options. Wednesday, we'll check in. Friday, we'll wrap the week up. And Sunday, we are definitely meeting. We are having a Christmas Eve extravaganza. Please join us because it will be a lot of fun. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. And as always, happy trading.